All right, guys, today we're going to talk about what you can get into with a new roof for cheap. Stay tuned.
You better get fired up.
Happy Wednesday, guys. We're here every single Wednesday with the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update at 11 o'clock, where we talk about really everything in the Port St. Lucie market. I try to focus on a different part of the market, something interesting, whether it's vacant land, it's commercial, it's condos, it's townhomes, whatever. And we just kind of dig into it, right? Nerd out and kind of see what you've got available to you. So today I want to look at what you can get into with the lowest prices for a single family home with a newer roof. We'll define that shortly. That's semi-updated. Now we're gonna all disagree on what updated is, right? But we'll go through, I'll show you some photos and you'll see, and we'll see what numbers we can get into. I am going to stay out of HOAs because even though it's still a low price, potentially, you've got that HOA fee. And a lot of people aren't necessarily shopping. Most people aren't shopping for a price. They're shopping for a monthly payment. So I want to be cognizant of that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to share screen here in just a second. And I'm going to pull up the MLS. The MLS is the multiple listing service. And it's got all of the properties, it's right here, that are listed on the market. So we're going to go Port St. Lucie. Bloop. Active. Let's come down to type, and we're going to punch in single family home. And then I'm going to go association, none. And then I'm going to go year, roof installed. And we're going to go back to, let's say, 5 years old. So 2020 to 2025. Okay. So that gives us 240 homes. And let's hit list. And we're going to go price ascending. So we start with the lowest. Okay. So we've got 274, 275, 279, 296, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's take a look at what these properties look like. So this one's 274. Here you go. We got a newer shingled roof. Now, there's a sticker on the window, so I'm assuming the window's newer, but we don't know that for sure. You've got a fence. You've got a one-car garage. Now, this is not updated. The flooring's not updated. You got 8-foot ceilings. This is not updated. So while it's got a newer roof, I'm not going to count this. However, if you're looking to get into something like this and you don't mind, you get a nicer bathroom, that's great. You don't mind some of the aesthetics that you're going to have to work on over the years, man, you could get in for 274. Look at that big backyard, covered, screened patio, fenced in. That's great, right? So let's look at the next place. This one is 275. Again, newer roof. You've got solar. Sometimes with solar, they're going to ask you to take on the debt, which not a lot of buyers are interested in. I'm not sure if that one specifically does. The kitchen is not updated. You don't have a fridge. So again, we're going to skip this one. We're looking for something that's move-in ready. And I think we're probably going to have to get into the 310, 320, 330 range. But let's keep looking. This one, I believe, was 279. Okay. Usually when it takes this many photos to get inside, there's a reason. Oh, we got newer flooring. Kitchen doesn't look bad, but I wouldn't say it's updated. This is nice. Vanity's nice. This is nice. This is really nice. And you've got a newer shingle roof. That one is 279. Now we are on PSL Boulevard, which is a busier street, but not only do you have a newer roof, but it's metal. And this is 296. Now I can see these fascia boards look, and it's hard to tell from a photo, but they look like they got a little bit of wood rot on there. So there may be some things you got to work on the home, but let's see inside. Okay. We got newer flooring. Yeah, but all they're showing us is the flooring. So that kind of scares me. That tells me there's some things they're not showing us. All right. We're at 299.9 now. Again, still all of these are newer roofs. You got a one-car garage, shingled roof. Awesome. This looks like a nice little flip. Quartz countertops, white cabinets. It looks like possibly new appliances. I can't tell if that's a sticker on the front of the stove. Stainless steel. Yeah, I can see a sticker on the bottom of the dishwasher here. Looks like new lighting. This has got to be a flip done by a professional. Oh, man, they like that lighting. This is great. Look at that. Shower was just redone. The flooring was just redone. Yep, that's good flooring in there. Nice big patio. You're on a canal. There you go. That's not bad, and that's $299.9. We were not seeing anything like that 2-3 years ago. This is great. Okay, we got the newer roof. I would assume it's a one-stall garage, but we can't see it. Okay, dated flooring. Granite, but it's dated. 8-foot ceilings, popcorn ceilings. Everything looks dated, so we're going to skip this one. Let's look at just a couple more. This one's $299, $999. They're saving you $1 if you're looking up to 300 grand. Is that a carport? What is that? There's no driveway leading up to it. I don't know. Dated flooring, dated kitchen. Okay, let's skip that one. So we've had what, one so far that's semi-updated, maybe two. All right, so no garage, but you've got a carport, newer metal roof, which is great. Tile. It doesn't look updated, but it is tile. The kitchen does not look updated. That said, there might be, okay, that's an odd looking kitchen, but there might be a pool out back. Did I see a pool? I might have seen a pool. Okay, that's some, oh, wow. That is incredibly rare at this price. Now, there might be some sort of issue I'm not looking at or whatever, but if all of that is true, holy smokes, that is a phenomenal price at $300. Let's look at two more. We got one on Kimbo here. Again, newer shingle roof, 1-car garage, original tile, 8-foot ceilings, Formica countertops, stainless steel appliances, fridges in the other room. Yeah, that's not quite what we're looking for. And 304, we're going to keep going. I said two more, but I do want to find where we start to get things that are really updated. Okay, not here. Not here. Okay, what's 316? Now we got a $12,000 jump. I like that. That gives us an opportunity to get some updates. Okay, this is not updated. All right, next. 319.9. Let's see what we got. Not updated. All right, let's keep going. 319,999. An extra $99 gets you still dated. All right, let's go to 320. We're going to find them, guys. I'm committed. Nope, dated. It's got to be getting close. I guess this is where it would start kicking in. We're at 3.25 now. Okay, we got a pool. I don't know if that's concrete or fiberglass. This is dated. That's dated. Yep, so nope. 325. Let's see what we got here. 1-car garage. Ooh, the front is kind of cute. That's a really nice room. This is updated. Hood, stainless steel appliances, close to the water. Nicely staged. Great photos. This looks great. Bedrooms look great. Bathrooms look great. Here we go. So we got one. That's a good one right there. 325. Let's see if that's where we start to see them. Holy smokes. Who'd they have to pay to get this? Has got to be clip arted in here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, the tile's original. What about the kitchen? Give me the kitchen. Give me the kitchen. Nope. All right, but we do have one at 3.25. Let's go to 329.9. Let's see what we got. We got a metal roof, not only new, but metal. And we upgraded to a 2-car garage. That's nice. Accordions on the windows, nice new flooring, white brightened light, 8-foot ceilings, granite, white shaker cabinets, nice backsplash, stainless steel appliances. Bedrooms have matching flooring. That's great. Walk-in closet. Bathrooms done. That's great. So I would say that one checks the boxes. 329.9. So far we've got 3 or 4 up to 330. We'll stop at 330. Let's see what else we can get in at 330. Nope, dated. Next. Oh, then we go to 332.5. I'm already committed. Let's just do this one. This will be the last one. 2-stall garage. Nope, dated. Whoa, really dated. Okay. So looking at all that, we've got up to that 330 price point. You've got about 4 options, 3 or 4 options where you've got updated home. And I'm talking flooring, kitchen, bathrooms, and you've got a newer roof, in some cases metal. and you're looking up to 330, right? So those are some decent options for you. So I would say if you can go up to 330, maybe even 340, you'd have more options. You've got some things that you can do. Now, remember that you might want 4 bedrooms, they're going to have 3. You might want 1,600 square feet, they've got 1,300. You might want 0.3 acres and they've got 0.23, right? When you're looking for something specific and you want to pay a low price for it, you're going to be limited on what you can get. So we're looking for low prices, but we want a newer roof and updated. You've got 4 options. But those are pretty good options. All options that if my girls were 18, 19, 20 years old, I'd feel perfectly comfortable putting an offer in for them. So, guys, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that shows you what your odds are of finding something at that price point that is updated, that has a newer roof. If you get something like you'd like me to dig into in the future, every single Wednesday we're here at Florida Treasure Coast Market Update. I'm happy to do so. Let me know in the comments or with a private DM. If you find this valuable, we put this out for you. We want to educate you, make you stronger, smarter buyers and sellers. Please go to thejoerosenshow.com. It's our YouTube channel, and feel free to subscribe to that channel. I appreciate you guys' support. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Take care.